Welcome back, everybody, or welcome if you're new. Today we're in the SK Modifieds here at Five Flags. Did not run a practice time because you only have a couple minutes anyways. There's not really that much of a point. Fastest time in practice was a 5:37, which isn't awful. In my practices, the practice time when I got in there was like later afternoon, so the track might have been a little cooler, and I ran like a mid-4. So hoping I can keep somewhat of that speed, or at least get down to low 5s. That'd be great. Try to get a good run. Most likely my first lap is going to be my better one. You got to be real aggressive with these cars, like on throttle, to be fast. It seems like you have to not be off the gas for very long. That lap honestly didn't feel great. Ran a 4 still. I'll take it. I'm gonna hit the wall there. Someone else got quicker though. Nice lap. Low 4. I knew my second lap wouldn't mean too much, but I'm gonna finish it out just in case everybody does finish their laps out, so we don't have to sit there and wait on the timer to go out. But ran a 4, which I'm happy about. I haven't ran as fast as the 2 car did ever, so not even that mad about it. But so far we're second, and if you guys are new, like and subscribe, and by doing so I will know that you guys enjoy this kind of racing. That'd be greatly appreciated. But still got a lot of people left to qualify, about like 5 guys, so let's see how we end up in qualifying. I'll bring you guys back when we're getting ready to go into the race. Alright, well, we fell back to 3rd, which isn't too bad. I'd rather be on the bottom than the top anyways, so that's not gonna be too bad. It's kind of funny, the order that we qualified in, at least the guys that qualified, it was almost right in order. The 1 could have been 1 higher, and the 4 could have been 1 higher, and then other than that, the 7 didn't qualify, and it was almost in order for the most part, which is kind of funny. But no cautions here, 40 straight laps. Hopefully we don't get punted, or don't wreck anybody else, because I hate getting into other guys, but that's short track racing for you. I've never been to this track. It's up in Pensacola, and I'm down in Tampa. It's not too far away from me, but I've never been there. I would love to go there for the Snowball Derby one year. That's like one thing I would want to do really bad at some point, because that would be a lot of fun to go see. I know that there's like a million cars that show up there for the racing. They race throughout the whole week just for the feature on, what is it, Saturday night? Something like that?
Car 13. Hope we have a good, clean race. And have fun.
Hopefully it's a clean race. That'd be great.
For safety rating. I'm going to be riding the high side all the way around.
That's good to know.
Please don't nobody hit me.
He might be way off the pace if he's just running the high side, so gotta watch out for that. Probably be some lap traffic at some point. Let me go through and get rid of the fuel and tires real quick, just in case we get punted, because you do have a fast repair since this is a D-class race. That also means there's no cautions with D-class and under. But this is the only split as well, so there's all different kinds of I ratings in here, skill levels. So this will be an interesting one. I tried to race this 2 hours ago, but there was like nobody that registered. There was only like 4 or 5, and it wasn't even going to be official, so I just left it before it started. Because if you have, I think, under 6 people, it's unofficial. If you have 5, I think it's unofficial, and then 6 is official, I believe, for a race to count for your I rating and safety rating. But hopefully we can do pretty well here. Did a decent amount of practice. I feel comfortable in the car. You just have to be super aggressive on the throttle to be fast. That's the hard part, is being fast and consistent. It's easy to overdrive the corner and get in too deep. The cars grip a lot, and you don't want to hit the apron, because the apron will spin you around real quick. It'll get you so loose. There's like a small spot in 3 and 4 you could clip, and it will like turn you just enough, not spin you around. Didn't have a great start, but able to stay in 3rd just fine. 4th place, got stuck outside. That's why I'm happy at least we started on the bottom, because bottom by far dominant here. 2nd place, got in the apron just a little bit. That's what I was talking about, where if you get on the apron, you'll start to get loose real quick. Looked like somebody already wrecked. They were on pit road, the bright green car. Trying not to eat the wall. Coming off the corner, I overdrove that corner a little bit too much. I try to have like somewhat of a higher entrance so I can try to get a good exit. Like get the car to turn down, don't hit the apron that hard. I almost clipped it. It was close. I clip it more in 3 and 4 just because there's no line down in that corner. So I feel like it's so much easier to clip the apron down here and not realize when it's going to happen. I'm overdriving the hell out of the exit of 3 and 4.
Still there.
You might be able to pinch somebody down and get back by somebody on the high side.
Still there.
But there's just not as much grip up here. Try to work through it though. Lap car up there. I overdrove that corner again. I'm just overdriving the car at the moment. I need to let the track come to me. Not try to do too much. But you could run real close in these cars and have a great race. These cars are a lot of fun to race it with. And these are the cars I got my first iRacing win in. And it was at USA. Back when I was a little D-class driver. But that was when this was only an open setup race as well, and I still didn't know how to make setups back then. I just used the fixed setup. But it was like such a low iRating field back then, because a lot of people like to race them. And I still didn't know what I was doing, but I remember I started like 8th at USA and was passing people on the outside, like just running that mid lane, kind of pinching them down. Worked really well. It was a lot of fun. I'll never forget that. You never forget your first win. And if you do, you might have hit your head a couple times. I've hit my head a few times. But I won't forget that one. Car really grips like mid-corner if you're a little bit off the gas and it wants to turn down, which works. I turned my steering ratio up to 12-to-1 because I don't like how twitchy it is 10-to-1. On oval, I just like 12-to-1. That's what I'm used to. Except in the NASCAR Legends. You usually have those higher, like 14 or 16. Just because, like, those cars are very twitchy. Trying to not overdrive the corner and nail the wall. I keep, like, feeling like I'm going to. I think I'm scrubbing too much speed on exit. That's where I feel like I'm losing it all. Oh, he got the apron behind me. He was like following right in my tracks and I was like right on it. I didn't quite hit it, but I was close to. Same lap car again up here. I thought he would be way off the pace if he was running that high side. Slowed third place down a ton. Kind of all over the place. Said he was going to run high and then almost ran low right there. About got nailed. Yeah, Five Flags is a very fun track. I've raced here against William Byron in the trucks. That was a lot of fun. He got spun out a couple times, went all the way to the back both times, and came all the way back up to the front. Like, he is so fast. Ooh, apron. That was sketchy. Got that apron just a little bit. Tires are definitely wearing out a little bit at this point. Can't go as hard. We're like half a second off the pace from what we were in the beginning. Getting towards halfway. I'm just so used to like mashing the throttle in these things from practice. Trying to be super aggressive, but I might have to like lay off it a little bit. Try to just get good runs coming off the corner. I feel like I'm pushing really hard off the corners and it's killing me. That felt a lot smoother to me. One and two is really tight right now. 3 and 4 is a little bit better, but 1 and 2 is just really tight through the corner. 3 and 4 really hooks on the midway in the corner and wants to actually turn down. Surprised there hasn't been too many wrecks, because people could really hit that apron at any point and spin out. Everyone's been pretty cautious about it, seems like. Okay, got a different lap car this time. He ran the bottom for the leaders, which is not great for us back here. Hard to get by a lap car. Even running the high side. Oh, he's on the apron. Oh, he's in the wall. Let's get by him. Oh, God. I thought he was going to come straight up the track when he hit that wall. Or when he hit that apron, I thought he was going to overcorrect it and go to the outside wall. I had no clue where he was going to be. Full car's running a little bit higher there. I think that was the lap car that we just passed left. Trying to get back to this 4 car. Running pretty much identical times for the most part. Oh, that was going to be the wall. Had to check up a little bit. Kind of got to back up the corner a little bit more now since these tires are wearing out a bunch. But with checking up, it means the car is going to turn a little bit easier and you're going to want to go all the way down to that apron, so you got to be careful with it. You don't want to get on that apron at all.
Staying high my ass.
He's kind of all over the place. Can we get by him? Don't wreck me, thank you. He was coming down off that corner. It scared me. I wonder if he's on a controller or not, because he seems like really fidgety on the straightaways. It's so easy to stay straight down the straightaways with a wheel. But I know there's some people that do iRacing with a controller. Some people are really good with it, some people aren't, so he might be one that's on a controller, I'm not 100% sure. Look, the apron, it's barely there, but it kind of helped turn the car. If you clip it like with like barely the side of the car, like the back left tire, it'll help you turn. But you have to really barely clip it in the middle of the corner. Just right. Like right before the exit of the corner starts going back down on the apron. Oh, he left. Wonder if he ended up getting wrecked or he still had a 0x and he just got out the car. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if he hit the wall a couple times and got a couple 2x's. We'll see after the race, like the results, how many x's he got. It seems like it's been a pretty clean race. They're right on each other up front the entire time. I cannot keep up with that. Trying to keep up with the 4, running pretty similar times to him. The 2 leaders are just barely quicker than us, I feel like. Probably about like half a tenth or so a lap. Because they've slowly pulled away. We did have a couple of lap car scares. Coming up to 5 laps to go. We'll have like 6, 7 this time by. Really gonna have to hope for a mistake out of the 4, or I need to start picking up the pace somehow. But I feel like I ran pretty decent for not running these cars in a while. I think the last time I ran a modified, it was the iRacing Tour Series. Ooh, that's the apron. And the Tour Series, I think, is a C-class race, so it has cautions and a little bit longer of a race. And I think those have a little bit more horsepower than these. I'm not 100% sure about that. If you guys actually know or not, if they do, let me know in the comments, please. Because I haven't looked at like the description of the cars in a long ass time. I think they're 2 different cars with like 2 different types of horsepower and stuff. I just know that the Tour Series is longer races. There are cautions. If it's a C or a B race, one of the 2. I don't know which one. Either way, they're still fun because they were modified. Modifieds are fun to run. Open wheel cars are interesting on an oval. Can't really beat and bang as much as a normal stock car on an oval. Let's just not wreck ourselves in these last couple laps. We'll see if the one car can get by the two up there. Two's got a little bit of a lead though. The one would really have to dive bomb it and bump him out the way, I think. Ooh, don't hit the wall. Let the 4 hit the wall if he's gonna do it. 2 to go. Four car is pushing really hard. I don't know why, because he's not gonna catch anybody in front of him. Slow one on the outside. That's scary. Going into the white flag. Okay, he's down on the inside. But yeah, this track's a ton of fun. I always love 5 flags.
Good one.
Wish I wouldn't have been as bad as I was in the beginning because the 4 got by me and never could rebound from that, but he was really fast. We were pretty much the same speed. I think the 4 was a little bit better than me in the beginning and then right at the end of the race because he started pulling away those last couple laps. But had a fun race. It was pretty clean overall, it seemed like. I didn't see any wrecks. I want to go back to the first lap where that like bright green car was in the pits. He might have ended up in a wreck somehow. Other than that, it seemed pretty clean overall. But we are car number 3, finishing 4th, so it's not too bad. Not too shabby at all. But let's go back to the beginning. Not by time, by lap. There we go. Go back and see what happened here in the beginning. Because the 4th place car got stuck outside. 4 car took advantage of that. I was just overdriving the hell out of the car in the beginning. Ooh, 4 car kind of got a bump from the 5. He was a little bit slower going in that corner. Didn't hurt either of them though. The 1 car was real far off the leader right in the beginning, and then he kind of reeled him back in and stayed at like a 2/10, 3/10 apart. I was really overdriving the car off exit on turn 4. I don't know, I think it might have been because a little bit more track heat, because when I was in practice, like I was saying, it was more evening time. Like when we were at the end of this race was when I was getting into practices, and then it just slowly got darker through the practice. So I feel like that my practice had a lot more grip in it, and I just was overdriving the exit, like getting on throttle a little too early. I was doing okay in 1 and 2. It was 3 and 4 I was screwing up in really bad. But I was just getting on it way too hard and pushing up. Probably scrubbing speed off, turning too much. But the 4 car took advantage of it. I gave him enough room. We could run side by side. Didn't want to pinch him down too hard because open wheel shit, you're gonna mess up your tires, not really not be able to turn then. Either that or it's gonna be some weird glitch where like you guys get hooked and somebody goes flying, something like that. All right, let's go back to the first lap again. I want to go back through the field. Where's the light green car? Is that the 9 car? Is that the only light green one? Looks like it. So let's go to the 9 car. And what happened to you, my dude? Because I think he ended up in the pits after the first lap. Oh, he just got hit by the 11. He did not save it at all. That I don't know how he didn't save it, because I want to go in his car and hear what, like, throttle and stuff he was doing. Because you get hit right here, just turn it back right. Don't keep the wheel straight. He turned right way too late is the problem. Because he gets hit right there, start turning it to the right. Like, he's keeping the wheel straight. If he turns back to the right, he probably saves it. But then once he hits the apron is when he starts turning right. It's too late at that point, like, and he could have been on the brakes as well. So that sucked for him. Did it blow his engine? I don't know. Oh, it did. That immediately blew his engine. Wow, that sucks. That's an awful way to start a race. That's unfortunate as hell. But so he finishes 12th out of the 13. I don't know what happened to this guy. He was kind of all over the place. Did he end up with any X's? He had 20 incident points. He said he was here for safety. Holy shit. He must have nailed the wall. Oh, there's a 4X for sure. He was kind of all over the place. He ended up DQing out of this damn race. That's crazy. I'm pretty sure he was probably a D-class driver. He might have been on a controller as well. I'm not 100% sure though. Did he get? He probably got one more 4X right here. Yep. No? Yeah, that was a 4X and that DQ'd him out. Wow. Because I know he was my last practice, and he was kind of all over the place down the straightaways. Like, he'd start up here, end up down here, and go back up. It was baffling, to say the least, but that's where you kind of just need a little bit more practice. It's not like anything that you can't improve on. You can definitely improve on it, for sure. So that's unfortunate. And what happened to the 8 car? What happened to you, bud? You ended up 3 laps down. Oh, he just... Oh, he ended up wrecking on the front stretch, didn't he? That was the guy that wrecked on the front stretch, huh? I remember somebody, like, going into the white flag for us wrecked on the front stretch. Or maybe he just did it on his lap 37. He wasn't a lap down at that point and then left out the race. Get on the apron? Is that what happened? No? I'm so confused. Oh, maybe he did it going into the next lap. Like 2 laps to go. He probably got on the apron in 3 and 4, spun it. And he's like, screw it, I'm done. Yeah, he got too much on the apron. Tried to save it and nailed the wall, flipped himself. Ooh, leaders barely got by and a weird glitch. Okay. So was that like weird prediction code? Like them thing? Oh wait, that wasn't the leader. Never mind. Maybe it thought the 11 was gonna hit him. Weird prediction code on that. How'd he end up at the bottom of the track? He just stayed in the gas, get out the way. There's the leaders. Yeah. Oh yeah, his car was screwed after that, and then he ended up on the wall. Oh, that's talented, but. Not too much happened in this race. I just overdrove the car in the beginning, but fell back to 4th, stayed there the rest of the time. What happened to the 6th? I'm pretty sure he hit the apron when he was behind me, because he was catching me for quite some time. Is this right when he was behind me? Yeah. I think in 3 and 4 he hit the apron, and he almost spun out, but he saved it. Because he was right on my ass. I think he was a little bit quicker than me. He followed me right there, just got a little too low, and he saved it, though. Got off the gas. Turned it back, kept it straight, and then he ended up rebounding and getting that spot back. No, he didn't. Okay, the 5 car stayed in front of him. I think they had a pretty good battle for the rest of the race, I want to say. I thought I saw him side by side in the mirror quite a bit. I thought he got by the 5. Yeah, okay, he got by the 5. Oh, and then he smacked the wall, rip. That's what I was trying not to do in the beginning of the race. Because that will mess up your turning a little bit if you hit the front right, but it looks like he hit more the back right, so it wouldn't have messed him up too bad. But I don't think he ever recovered on the 5 from that. Kind of got under fire from the 8 until the 8 wrecked himself. Actually, he just kind of pulled away from the 8, and then... Who was that? Oh, that was when this guy got DNF'd out. That's hilarious that he said he was going to run the high side the whole time for safety, and then DNF's out the race. Like, you kind of got to be careful about the people that said they're here for safety rating, because that stuff ends up happening a lot, to be honest. But... Hey, I'll take a 4th place finish here. Not too mad about that. Probably going to gain a little bit of iRating still because we're all real low numbers up here. So it's going to be a really small gain, I feel like. So let's go see what we end up getting out of this one. Alright, resulted in strength of field was quite low, 1600. I knew this was the only split, so I knew there was going to be a ton of different types of iRating. But with me being car number 3, thought it would have been a little bit higher. Because I know I had about 3,400. We only gained 4, but I'll take the gain rather than a loss. Not too bad there. There was a lot of low numbers down here, so I kind of figured it'd be a small gain up front. And number 1 car over 5,400, almost 5,500 iRate, and that's awesome. He's 43 and a half now. That's good. And then another guy over 3, and then it drops really far from 4th to 5th, under 2,000. So over 1,000 iRating difference from 4 to 5. Which is quite a bit. And then the car number 11, 800. The 13 car is at 200. He still gained 6, finishing 11th. Wow. No wonder. Yeah, that definitely tanked the strength of field just a little bit. And I figured he was a D-class driver because he said he was here for safety. But that didn't end up working out for him. I'm surprised he didn't lose more DNFing out. But I guess when you're a D-class, they're really lenient. But I'll take the 4 iRating game. Not mad about it. Clean race. And had a pretty clean race up front. Hard racing. They were fast up front. I was just overdriving a little bit too much. If I didn't overdrive in the beginning, might have been able to stay in front of the 4. Not sure about that. He was faster than me, I feel like. So, good race by them. Good win by the 2. He just controlled the lead, and they had a close race up front. And then I just overdrove it. 4 car got by me. Stayed with him for the most part to the last couple laps. He kind of pulled a couple tenths on me. So, had a good race, though. I'll take it. I like these cars a lot. Cars I got my first ever iRacing win in, so I like revisiting them every now and then. I can't speak, but I appreciate you guys watching as always. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the racing as well. I'm trying to do more asphalt stuff along with dirt things, so I'm trying to bounce back and forth between them. Next, I'm either going to run the trucks that are at Pocono this week or the next gen car at Dover. I'm not sure which yet, but probably the next gen car at Dover because I haven't touched those next gen cars yet. So it'll be the first test of me in those. And Dover's a pretty fun track, very challenging too. So Appreciate you guys for watching as always, and I'll catch you guys in the next race.